So good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you feeling today? You gotta be great. You gotta give yourself a round of applause for even making it here today, right? So I am happy to be here to help you to get inspired and start the day off on the right foot. But first, I want to thank the volunteers, the organization for putting events like this together. Events like this is never easy to put together. It's never easy getting us out of our beds on a Saturday morning to be here. So, congratulations. Once again, I'm Andrea Hazell, MPP for Scarborough-Guildwood. I'm the critic for small business, transportation, and women, the third deputy chair of the Committee of the Whole House, which is a deputy speaker, and I sit on the chair as a vice chair for the Standing Committee on Social Policy. It's a real privilege to be here at the Moms Action Conference. Let's give that a round of applause. I want us to take a moment to celebrate ourselves today, because despite every challenge, every setback, every sacrifice, every obstacle faced in our path, we are still here. We are still here celebrating. We are still standing. We are still believing. We are still building, and that alone is worth celebrating. To the organizers of Moms Action, thank you for creating this space, a space where women can gather not only to learn, but to be encouraged. A space where stories are shared, wisdom is exchanged, and futures are shaped. And every woman in this room, you're going to hear me say a lot, I congratulate you. I want you to know that you belong here. But it's not just here. You belong in every room that you walk into, that you do not see anyone that look like you. Far too often, immigrant women spend their lives being told what they need to overcome. So today, I want to talk about what you have already overcome. And that's in silence, and we don't talk about it. Because when I look around this room, I walked in, I didn't see weakness. I saw strength. I saw strength. I see strength, courage, sacrifice, and determination. I see women who have done extraordinary things around me in my network all across Ontario, often without recognition and often without applause. And I know that because I see myself in many of you here today. I see myself in the vision of this organization. So I arrived in Toronto, and I always live in Scarborough, by the way. In 1988, I went back to school here. I got my education. The first job I got was at a financial institution. And I remember walking in so proud as an 18-year-old and applying for jobs because I was studying at the same time. So I started in that financial company part-time, and I never left. I left at 25 years when I said, I've had enough. I've faced enough barriers. But I left with a legacy there. I left with a legacy. Legacy of creating opportunities for my people, creating opportunities for underserved people. So I actually left that financial institution with a very strong brand. But I didn't just leave for leaving's sake. I left because I wanted to create a bigger space for my people. And I launched my own financial company. So just imagine, I'm leaving an amazing job because I was in for the last 25 years, and the last 15 years was executive roles. So think about this, 3 kids in university. I'm leaving what I know I'm getting a paycheck every 2 weeks to build my legacy. Did not know where a paycheck is gonna come from, but I used my skills and I used my connection, because for over that 25 years, I got involved in organizations just like this. And this is why you gotta get involved. You gotta get out that comfort zone. You gotta do things you've never done before. And knowing that you are gonna succeed and you're going to be successful at what you do. You gotta believe in yourself. And you gotta believe in that higher power of guidance. Come on. So, I established my business, and guess what? In 2020, COVID hit. And who battles COVID? But what I did and what helped me to survive is that for 15, 17 years, I've been volunteering on the grounds in Scarborough. I had my own Caribbean Philanthropic Council that supports all 3 hospitals in Scarborough. I was the president of Scarborough Business Association. We help hundreds of businesses to get out of the COVID challenges. But one thing I did, that when I know there's a problem, there's a situation, there's a gap. When I started my business, I quickly realized there are no financial support and no resources for women-owned business. If a man, and I know this, so I could tell you this, walk into a financial institution and say, here is my financials, here is my business goals, here's my vision, here is my managerial experience, we will listen, we will offer a loan. When a woman walk in with those same credentials, we will think twice before we even have a further and deeper conversation with you about your financial solutions. So what I did because of that, I opened a women's foundation, and I have been supporting women-led businesses in how to start, how to get to the bank, how to become qualified financially, but also I would listen to your business goals and your vision, and I would say, you're not ready, because I want to make sure you're successful. So that is me, striving to where I am as a politician. So all those experiences is what got me where I am today. So I run in 2023. So I'm coming off of a financial experience, woman in business, president of Scarborough Business Association, have my own women's foundation, and then I work with the hospitals from since 2012. When I run, it was my first time in politics. No experience, junior in politics. But did you think I went in as if I am new? Or if I am a junior? When a black woman walks in, it's over. Come on, give yourself a round of applause. Yes, yes. So I was competing with a man with 16 years of political experience from the mainstream. And he was the chief of budget for John Tory. And if you know, John Tory was the mayor at that time in 2023. So I know I had an uphill battle. But guess what? I walked with Scarborough on the ground. I walked with the community on the ground. And when I tell you Scarborough came out for me, they came out for Andrea Hazell. And that is the power of community. That is the power of community. No one sitting here today can get ahead with your vision, with your goals, and win without you forming a community. It is so important. And I went into Queen's Park in the legislature very strong, with a lot of strong questions to this premier about our underserved people. That's my strength at Queen's Park. That's what I carry. That's what I carry. Because I made that promise that I want to be at that decisioning table representing the voices of the underserved nation. And that's what I'm doing. You know what the premier said to me? He stood up in the chamber, looked across the aisle, and he said to me, "This is why I am coming for your seat next election." For a premier to stand up in Queen's Park and say that to an underserved woman, yes, I was a bit shaken, but I knew I had to work as hard as I can so he does not get what he wants. And so we went for election, a snap election in February last year. And guess what? I won, and I'm still standing, and I'm still going to support all underserved women. But I'm fighting for our young people. I'm fighting for our young people. Because the systemic situation that our young people have to face is an uphill battle. But I promise you, we're getting there. We're getting there. And we're going to wipe that out, because all of my employees at Queen's Park looks like me and looks like Scarborough. And that's my first break-in. And I am looking for more underserved women to run for politics. Come on. Yes. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, because that is how changes happen. Changes happen when there is more of us at that decisioning table. And guess what? We need allies. So don't forget our allies. Look around. Get your allies with you, because you can't do this alone. So I have allies from all culture: Chinese, white, black, brown. You know, I have it. Allies, you have to build that. You have to build that. And that is how we're going to win. That is how we're going to win. So there is so much I can say. There is so much I can continue. But I want all of you here today, those kids that are sitting over there at that table, they are our responsibility. We have to nurture them. That's the next generation. We are here living. I see young people sitting here. We got to fight for you. But all of us, we got to fight for a better life for the youths that is sitting at that table. So you're doing amazing. Congratulations and thank you.